people, you know what time it is. Another test ride. This time on today we're on a 2018 Honda CBR1000 SP. Huge shout out to Morimoto for supplying the test ride. Definitely check them out. They got a dealership over in St. Pete and Tampa, and occasionally I come out here and test ride some nice units that they have. And of course, people, these are sport bikes, so they're meant to go fast and do what we're doing. Besides the occasional wheelies, maybe that's not too recommended. Other than that, these bikes are well broken in since he does do aftermarket sales. But on the plus side, Morimoto has just now switched over to Yamaha, KTM, and Indian new OEM sales as well. So they do both used and new bikes. So congratulations to them, and huge shout out to them for letting me test ride this vehicle again. It says Land Shark. I think that was the nickname of the past owner. Mine would be DANK CBR maybe. What did you guys name your CBR 1000s right here? It says the quick shifter's off, so we need to fix that. Thing sounds great. Alright, let's get to it, people. So basically we're just gonna give her a nice whack and see what the difference is. This one has a quick shifter, which I didn't figure out how to turn on, wasted a lot of time. But I do believe I got the power where I want it. I think it's power, traction, engine brake, and S, which can't get that part figured out. Well, she's choppy right now in first, just chilling. Let's see what she's got. Oh yeah. Yep. Front brake's really spongy. I gotta adjust it. Do that now, boy. Traction control said nah. It's not giving me all the bang. This thing sounds so nice. I love the raspiness that the CBR 1000s naturally have. thing's sick, man. So the base model doesn't have a quick shifter, and this one, I can't figure out how to turn it on. We're gonna stop for a second, peek around. Man, this throttle is touchy. I love it. Very responsive. It's a weird master cylinder for having Olin's electronic suspension. Is that a Brembo? I can't tell. I don't know what it is. We're just ripping, really. Man, this thing just fucking sweet. Oh, so man, I told you guys I'd get a house in a month. Man, that was before I realized what it took to buy a house, as far as like the process and all the steps and everything else. Definitely still working towards getting a house. It's just with that's why I haven't really posted in like a month. I've had some trouble with upload quality, with the videos being really crispy filmed, and then trying to export them to save the quality has been a hassle. So we're getting back on track. I'm doing 2 test rides today, getting my juices flowing again, especially on a fast bike. And then the other bike is actually super curveball, freaking Harley LimeWire. Those electronic, I don't even want to call it electric, what the hell is it? A damn electric bobber, I guess you want to call it. So yeah, we're going to be riding that thing, having some fun. Yeah, so what you want if you're riding this bike, all ones, baby. Manual 3, I believe. Got the beast unleashed now. Still, I got to figure out how to do the damn quick shifter. Usually it's just like a button or toggling through the settings, but these buttons are worn out. How many times I've pressed them, I don't know. But yeah, people, one thing I didn't really realize, and I'll give you guys this advice, and people that already know this are gonna be like, duh. But whenever I get like cash, like say I was to have this bike and I wanted to sell it, and I owned it outright, and I got, let's say 20,000 cash. Fun fact, they're $19.99 MSRP, so $20,000 for one of these when they first came out. But say I was going to sell it for $20,000 to somebody and they just give me $20,000 cash. That's not really good, as far as if you did have to pay it off, then you're just putting $20,000 out of nowhere into your bank account, and they're like, how'd you just get that 20 grand to pay this bike off? So basically always have a paper trail. I'm really good about having a paper trail, since naturally all my stuff's electronically getting paid. I'm not really doing hand-to-hand transactions with YouTube. Yeah, like, here's your cash, bro, good month. But basically always have a paper trail. If you can have them write you a check, definitely have them write you a check if your goods are good, to go ahead and report that you sold. For example, I'm selling my spare Ninja I have, sadly, and I went ahead and printed out the NADA value of it, so that way when I give it to the bank, they'll basically see that, hey, he sold this bike for the value of what it really is. Here's the check from the guy that bought it with the VIN number written on the check, and then boom, when I go to pay it off, all that money that just left my bank account makes sense. The money went in for this reason and it just left for that reason, and it doesn't mess with my home buying stuff going on. But yeah, in the simplest terms, the problem I'm dealing with right now is I made this much money hypothetically, and my accountant put that I made that much to help me out, but it really didn't help me out, because for the past few years I've been telling them, hey, I want to show a lot of money every single year so that I can get a nice house, and then I'll start trying to deduct taxes and write-offs and everything else. So that's where I'm at. We big chilling. What do you guys think of this bike though? It's pretty damn fun. I love these CBR1000s. They're like the closest thing to a stunt bike 1000cc off the rip. Like the power band on them's all low end power. So once you get to the top end, it kind of fizzles out, but that low end power is a party, and that's usually where I stay around on most bikes. So they're very comfy. Total opposite than the ZX10, to put it in perspective. ZX10s are just top end bikes. Oh man, this is a ripper. It's like slightly bulkier 600, and then the front end is like super stubby. He's got these spikes. Do not recommend these. They'd actually be stabbing me if I didn't have these gloves on. Got my engine hog jacket on, sweating balls. Florida's like 90 degrees all day, so I'm really trying to be safe for y'all out here while I do these high speed rides. All right, back to your scheduled broadcast. Oh my God, bro. Traction control hates me. We tried. We got the screenshot. Anyways, so we got electronic oil and suspension. We got the quick shifter that don't work on this one, and I probably just have to press a button. What else we got? We got the custom paint job fairings. We got the custom OEM fairings for this bike that are only for the SP edition. The frame is not black, it's an old school like raw aluminum look. Same with the swing arm, same with the subframe, I believe, can't really tell. The wheels are straight busting with that gold versus the black on the base model. This triple tree is busting with the gold triple. Like, they didn't have to do all that, but they did anyways. The spikes, same thing. They didn't have to do all that, but they did anyways. Landshark did his thing on this thing. The Yoshi sounds really good on it. Really have no complaints to say about this bike besides the fact that I can't get the quick shifter to work. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this test ride quick, short, and sweet. Get it posted up for you guys. It's quit being a damn slacker on this channel because this house buying is sucking the life out of me. But real deal, I had so many comments on that. A lot of you guys had a lot of personal things that you could relate to as far as stories. And like I said, I didn't post that for sympathy. I did it for that exact reason, so you guys could sit there and say, hey man, we're all in this together. And for the guys that might just now be dealing with that, you know, after they watch that video, they know that, hey man, there's a better perspective to look at versus just the immediate one that you feel, and that's just being upset and depressed about the situation that has occurred. And I'm telling you guys, this has been one of the hardest emotional roller coasters I've ever dealt with trying to buy this house. And the frustrating part is I've done everything I've done everything that I can on my part to make it the easiest process up until this point, and it is turned into not that, based on a couple of people that have kind of steered me in the wrong direction as time came on. But first couple days I was like blaming them, like, man, they should have done it right. But now I just got to bounce back from it. I can't blame these people for not really understanding my vision and kind of putting me in this situation I'm at now. But simply I made an offer on a house, and they accepted the offer and started to get the final financing done, and they're like, no, all this stuff isn't going to work out. So that's where I'm at. I'm getting different lenders to work with the situation I have, which isn't a bad one. It's just it's different. YouTuber don't make sense to a normal person, but we're getting it all figured out, and I look forward to giving you guys some good news. I just it's hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm doing this, and then it doesn't happen. But I did want to tell you guys we're gonna bounce back from it. Doesn't mean it's over, but yeah, it's a fight, man. To say you're gonna buy a house and move in within a month, good riddance, unless you got cash. But yeah, other than that, people, I think the base model CBR1000 is a good $5,000 to $8,000 cheaper than this one. And besides that, I don't think they make these anymore. They're making the new RRR editions, and yeah, it's a night and day difference. I wish I would have rode this before the RRR edition to really appreciate it, but this thing is a beast of its own, and a hella cheaper, I believe, too. So that is my review on the 2018 Honda CBR1000 SP edition. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of the bike. And like always, keep it dank. Lit!